Hi everybody out there in YouTube land. Today is my post-op day one. I had a pretty eventful night last night. Um, my IV kind of popped out of my hand and it leaked all over my bed. And my incision has I have this tube that comes out to drain the fluid, drain the blood, and where it's stuck into my body, it's actually leaks. It doesn't stay completely in. So uh, the fluid from my IV mixed with all of the um, blood that was leaking from the incision, the wound, the gaping wound that this thing here is sticking out of. Kind of gross, but that's where it goes into. They were supposed to empty it, but they haven't yet, so I need to remind them. But this tube here is just sticking into my stomach, and where it's in my stomach over here is where it leaks. So we're changing the bandages and trying to keep my gown clean because I've changed it so many times already. But that was really fun at 4 o'clock in the morning. The bed was soaked. Couldn't figure out where that water was coming from. Figured it out though. Um, I had I have to walk every 4 hours, which I have been doing, and each time I go out, I go further and further, and I have these things on my legs that are mechanical, kind of. They're just cloth, um, booty kind of things that go over my legs, and they alternate pressuring back and forth between my two legs to keep the circulation moving, so I don't get blood clots. And um, with my walking, it's really going to keep me from getting blood clots. So I'm really happy about that. And I went down this morning and had my swallow test done, which is not pleasant by any means. You have to stand in front of this machine that records what you're swallowing, and when you swallow the contrast dye, that stuff I was talking about that I had to use when I had my MRCP, but it was a small amount, about like that much, and I had to down it really fast, and I could actually see it on the screen going down my esophagus and into my very small stomach. Stomach was about like that big, and then there was a smaller section like this, and then it emptied into another section like this. So my stomach has like two compartments, so it's shaped kind of like this, and I could see it fill up just from that little bit that I drank, and it was so disgusting. But he said everything looks good, that I could start drinking fluids, which I was so happy for because my mouth has gotten so dry. So when I got back, they had me drinking 1 tablespoon of fluids every 15 minutes, but I thought I had to drink a tablespoon every 15 minutes, which I didn't. And I was really tired and I wanted to sleep, but I kept waking myself up every 15 minutes to drink fluids. But then I found out I didn't have to do that. It's only that they didn't want me drinking any more than 1 tablespoon every 15 minutes. So that made it better, and I was able to get a nap in because after they took me off of my IV fluids and the pain pump that I had, and they put me on liquid Roxaset, which is so gross. It's like cough syrup, but it's really disgusting, and it fills my stomach up. So I got really sick from it, and it made me want to hurl, but I couldn't throw anything up. So because whatever I had in my stomach had already digested, so it was just pretty much dry heaves, but it didn't feel good at all. So tonight when I got my medicine, I was actually able to get some Jello, and I ate the Jello afterwards, so it was able to cover up the taste, which is so much better. I had a really instance with one of the aides here last night. She was really mean to me. It wasn't pleasant. She was just rude, and it made me start crying. And with the pain, the gas pain that I still had in my chest, and me crying, it just made my entire body hurt again, and but my nurse was on top of things, and he took care of her. Told him I wasn't even my aide, but I told him I don't want her in my room, and sure enough, she didn't show up the rest of the night. But I don't go through what I did for someone to come in here and just be rude to me, just extremely rude. I mean, more than once. It was twice within 5 minutes, so it wasn't pleasant. But other than that, everything's going good. I have no tubes connected to me. I just have my IV in my arm just to have medication put in. Um, Other than that, I don't have my catheters gone. I don't have the pain pump. I don't have the IV pump. Only thing I'm connected to is the oximeter, which controls that keeps track of my oxygen to make sure I'm getting plenty, and I'm at 100% right now, so I'm really happy about that. It still hurts when I take a deep breath, but I think once they take that tube out, it will start healing and feeling better. But your gas hurts, so they're giving me an antacid and Prilosec, I think it is, but they gave that to me through my IV, and they gave me Protonics, which I'm still not quite sure what that is, but it's something to help with my, that's part of the Prilosec, that's the Protonics anyway. And because I drank too much, I think I said that about when I drank too much liquid because I was drinking every 15 minutes, it made me sick on top of the medication. So don't drink too much right away. My doctor actually released me. He came in and saw me, and he said that I can just drink at my own pace. I don't have to keep track of it anymore. That I can just do whatever I feel comfortable with, and because I know my limits, and just to keep walking. And I will probably be released tomorrow morning when he comes in to see me. He's just gonna check and see how I'm doing, and if everything's going well, he'll let me go home, which I can't wait because then I can have pudding. And because this is a vertical sleeve gastrectomy and not a gastric bypass, I do not have to have sugar-free items. And after about 1 week, I can have coffee again. I'm happy about that. So, wish me luck, and I will see you back at home probably the next time I see you. Have a good week. Bye.